Chaotically Nerdy is made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults for adults and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On today's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And bringing you probably the shortest episode in this series is Rogue. We're going to talk about the Rogue changes from 5e to Baldur's Gate 3. I'm glad you wrote that down because I feel like I've struggled every single time that I've said it, and that made it nice and easy for me.
You're welcome. It's also bold and underlined.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really hit that control.
Yeah.
Control B, control U.
I was laying heavy on that control.
Hey, it happens.
Except for awareness, Sue.
Awareness. And if you don't understand that one,
Go watch the Ranger episode.
which is the one right
Listen to
before
this in
this.
the wrong
Sorry.
order because it's alphabetized.
Yeah, but maybe they just found it and they wanted to take a listen. That does happen because every once in a while I'll see like a weird jump
That's fair.
on a random episode in the middle, and then
Well, maybe people are like, fuck Ranger, I don't like
That's
Ranger.
just Logan listening to it over and over again.
that's kind of what I feel like.
Yeah.
But
Hi, Logan.
I like to have some hopes that it's somebody new every once in a while.
Yeah.
And Anchor's shit is
What?
their
What are you
analytics. They're not real great
saying? Oh.
for just like it's weird. They show you what you need to know, I guess. So, to start us off, Jarrett.
Rogue stuff.
Rogue stuff.
First bullet point.
We can do this to lengthen time.
I don't know. Yeah. Thieves' Tools proficiency is not in the game. Instead, sleight of hand is used for relevant checks. Which, if you're not proficient in Thieves' Tools in 5e, you're supposed to use sleight of hand anyway.
Yeah.
So they just kind of lumped it together into one skill.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Instead of having a specific tool proficiency, they're like, yeah, just use sleight of hand. It's fine.
And then second bullet point. Sneak attack damage can also be applied after hitting with a weapon, thereby allowing you to apply sneak attack damage to offhand attacks and other actions. I did not know that. Is that something like you set up to where
It's totally
like,
true.
I'm confused with what you mean by this.
So you have to declare it in 5e.
Okay, got
In 5th edition, you have to declare your sneak attack as you are making the attack roll.
like I'm going to sneak
Well-
attack?
Yes, you do.
Well, we don't.
It's actually more on the effect of whether the person is sneak attackable.
That's what
by
I'm saying.
you.
Like, you ask if you can sneak attack them, I guess.
And then we just assume you do.
Right.
If you say
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. But even if you don't know, you're supposed to,
Yeah.
in 5e, declare whether your attack is a sneak attack before you make your attack roll.
Yeah.
And if you make your attack roll and it's a sneak attack, you get to add the extra damage. If you don't declare it, you're not supposed to add the extra damage. We just play it where you just ask, can I roll a sneak attack? And then you roll a sneak attack. Yeah. So for the actual function of the rule system, this is better because it's actually doing what we're doing. It's like, oh, can it be sneak attack? Oh, it can. Yes, please. Thank you. You're also not wasting it on your turn by declaring it and then missing.
Yeah.
Which is technically how you should be playing it, but it's not how we do it.
There's also no negative to that. Like, if you miss anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can only use a sneak attack once per turn.
But, yeah, unless you're dual wielding, you're only going to have one attack.
Yes.
Yeah. One
Yes.
attack.
But, I mean, this is where it actually comes into play.
Yeah.
Does make a bit of a difference to the class, a little bit, for how it's supposed to be played versus we played a little bit different.
Yeah. Ethan, you're up next.
Arcane Trickster, we're just going straight in. That was all the major
all the
changes
base
to the
class
base
changes.
class. Doesn't really need a lot of changes, to be honest. Arcane Trickster is the first subclass we're going to go through, and it's Arcane Trickster get 2 additional first level spell slots at level 10 for a total of 6 instead of capping out at 4 as in 5th edition. This is the only way to get more than 4 spell slots at a given level without using elixirs or items which never occurs in 5th edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yep. More spells
why?
never hurt, but
Yeah.
you also probably shouldn't be taking Arcane Trickster.
It's not terrible. It's got some utility behind it.
Just take us through all of Arcane Trickster, since there's not a whole lot.
And
there
then
anyway.
Mage Hand Ledger Main causes the Mage Hand to always be invisible, as opposed to 5th edition where the Rogue has the choice for making it invisible or not.
Which
Normally.
literally is like of no consequence other than,
You can use it in combat where you can't in 5e as well.
yeah.
Yeah, you could do like pushing and stuff like that with the Mage Hand, which you can't in 5th edition.
Because it's so weak.
Oddly enough, you did spell that right. I don't know why I looked at that like 4 different times.
Ledger
and-
Main?
Yeah, I was like, that
looked right
can't
to
be
me.
right. And just as I looked at it,
Ledgered Man.
I just kept looking at it. I was like, that doesn't look like a real word.
Ledger D main.
I spelled it right. I looked it up when I was spelling it.
And then I'll take us through the king, the thief. So first bullet point, bold underline, fast hands. It now gives you an additional bonus action each round. 5e only allows sleight of hand checks, thieves tools checks, or use an object action as your bonus action. This just gives you a bonus action to do with whatever you can use a bonus action for.
It's an additional bonus action.
Yeah.
Which I know we talked about in the monk episode. That's another flurry of blows.
Yeah. I mean, it's another offhand attack. It's another potion. It's whatever you need as a bonus action. Be like, oh,
Yep. Whatever can be used as a bonus
another
action.
action that's reduced to a bonus action with your
It's another masculine word.
illithid
Yeah.
powers.
Which becomes ridiculous.
Yep.
And if you happen to take cleric, it's another mass healing word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other word. It's
Why
whatever.
would you do that? I don't know, but you could.
And the second bullet point is second story work, which grants you resistance to falling damage instead of a climb speed and a jump distance bonus. Which again, that kind of similar to the monk where they changed
no way to really give you
the climb speed and
climbing up vertical surfaces or stuff
now
like
the
that.
jump distance bonus
Would have
that
been cool.
in Baldur's Gate 3 would have been really nice.
Probably could have implemented that. I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
it would really break anything. Be like, oh, you get plus 5 or 10 extra feet of jump.
But in Baldur's Gate 3, the falling damage resistance is pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's not like
I think that's why they didn't do both, because
It's
if they
not
would have gave you
crazy,
resistance to falling damage and double the jump distance, they would have been like, oh, or jump distance bonus, whatever it is. And then the third bullet point is Supreme Sneak. You can become invisible once per short rest instead of granting advantage on stealth checks when moving slowly.
which is literally the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming invisible guarantees you advantage
Yeah.
on stealth checks. So now it's just it's a direct buff, and that you're just invisible instead of really sneaky.
So in the game, whenever you're invisible, does it even make checks as you're going through? 'Cause I didn't think it did.
They're probably in the background.
Yeah, I
would
would
imagine that
it'd
is-
probably be the opposite. Whenever like they try to spot you, it's a disadvantage on like a perception check.
Gotcha. Because the firework place, Feligears, I think is what it's called. I saw somebody, they're like, this is the quickest way to beat it. They turned themselves invisible, ran up through the top floor so that you unlock it and can see it, and then they like teleported themselves across to a building, because you know that top floor has that one opening, and then shot a firebolt in and just blew up the whole fucking thing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, stealth also is like broken in this game where it lets you see where their fucking line of
Looking,
sight. So
yeah.
you're like, oh, I guess I'll just go here and here and here.
Yep. And then Jarrett, take us to the last one, Mr. Assy.
Assassin's Alacrity, which immediately restores a rogue's action and bonus action on the first turn of combat. It replaces the tool proficiencies gained at level 3 in 5e. So you get an extra turn.
That's what it looks like.
Is that the way that?
No, so what it is how it's supposed to work is if you start the combat as like combat starts as you make your attack.
Yeah, so you
So
attack
you
somebody,
get your
roll
surprise
initiative.
round
Okay.
as the assassin.
I got
You take your action. That counts as your action for that
Yeah.
turn for the way the rules as read
Yeah.
play out for surprise rounds.
Yeah.
you take your action first, and then you don't take any other actions that round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this just allows you to take an action again.
This lets you take your surprise round and then take your regular turn.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which I believe that's kind of how we play anyway.
That's
No.
we don't.
Sometimes it depends.
It depends, but most of the time we do play that way anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That if it's a surprise round, you still, whenever it gets to your turn, you still have
Yeah.
all your actions. Which I think we do that for most anybody that was part of the surprise round.
we do.
Because it kind of sucks to use your surprise round and
Well,
then not have
it's
your turn.
fun to do that. So
It is.
you might as well have fun while playing a game.
And then
This is true.
yeah, the second bullet point, infiltration expertise. Rogue disguises the rogue as a single action. It's essentially the same as disguise self.
You could turn into any humanoid.
Yeah, you get one of those random humanoid disguises that's
Yeah.
like, oh, female elf, or
It'd be nice if you could
Male
select
gnome.
a person
that would make it broken
and
in
then,
the game in
yeah.
in Baldur's Gate.
But
not
in all honesty, the infiltration thing in Assassin, you hardly ever use it.
what is
anyway.
your inquisitive look for?
The wiki, like Baldur's Gate 3 wiki, says that you turn invisible for 10 turns
I don't know.
For what?
for infiltration expertise.
So for a minute, I don't know. That's the same thing as Supreme Sneak. Literally.
It's under Assassin, though.
Yeah. I'm just saying that if it is, it's just the
Maybe
same thing.
maybe they patched it since I did this.
They did just put out patch 4,
Maybe that's what happened.
which is giant. So maybe that's how they changed it.
maybe.
So all the shit we've done has been changed, and
Eh.
it'll be fine.
It will
Too
be
late.
changed again.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
Yeah, but either way,
It looks like the Supreme Sneak, though, doesn't have the time limit. It literally says blend into the environment so you completely
until
that you
reveal
become invisible.
yourself.
Yeah. Whereas
Okay, so
the
that's just
infiltration
that's just-
expertise is
yeah.
10 rounds. So that took us about 10 minutes
Yeah,
because that was all the changes that there were for Rogue.
I was really happy with Thief,
Everybody's fucking happy with Thief.
and Assassin's got the sort of bonuses to like the sneak attack damage. It's kind of nice, but
It's-
all in all, it doesn't add up to the extra bonus
No.
action. No,
The Assassin is better than the 5e one because it's just more, and that also is part of the rules of Baldur's Gate. It's more clear of when a surprise round and how to get surprise rounds.
Yeah.
Whereas in tabletop, it's we've talked about that in the
yeah,
Rogue episode. But it's up to the DM, and it's like really kind of
subjective.
subjective.
Yeah.
It's very murky.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's not a lot of changes. There's not a lot of needed changes though.
Mm-hmm.
It
a good
functions
class.
It functions well to begin with. I feel like they could have done something cooler than Assassin though. Or done something cooler with Assassin.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like take out the weird infiltration things that don't actually work very well in Baldur's Gate or on the tabletop. They don't function that well.
Yeah.
Put in some like poison stuff or something like that.
Like poison proficiency.
Yeah, like just straight up give them like the poisoner feat,
Yeah.
something like that. You know, something interesting.
Or like all your attacks do like a D8 of poison damage always.
Maybe
or
maybe
whatever.
even
Yeah.
up,
Like you don't have to.
Yeah.
maybe even up the damage die of your sneak attack.
Or that or something.
It would make
D8s.
sense considering you're an assassin.
An assassin, you should be hitting
Harder.
super freaking hard.
So just upgrade to like D8s instead of D6s.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
It's not
something like that.
game breaking.
Yeah,
it's just 5D or 6D8.
yeah,
That's a blight.
Is it?
yeah.
That's less than a blight actually, but
But it's and then Arcane Trickster, it always seemed lackluster to me to begin with.
the
It always has.
which it's something you didn't put on here, but you're not much like the Eldritch Knight. You're not restricted to the spell schools.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just something you didn't put on, but you don't have to like pick and choose between. I believe this one was
Enchantment and illusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there aren't a whole lot of good
Illusion spells?
illusion enchantment spells at level 1 and 2.
No.
Which that was also because that's how like the flavor text of Arcane Trickster reads, is that it's kind of an illusionary.
Yeah, but like
Class,
just let them
subclass.
pick whatever you want.
Yeah. that makes more sense too. I mean, that's the whole point of D&D
Well,
is
even then, like let them give it some flavor. Let them pick spells from the bard spell list instead of like the wizard spell list.
yeah.
Do something a little bit different than just, hey, you can choose some wizard spells. Good luck.
Or here's a thought: just their own custom spell list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we make custom
Eldritch
spell
Knight
lists.
should have their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We make custom spell lists for most of the other classes, or at least their additional custom spell list.
Yeah.
So why not just add that?
Why not just have like categories of like different types of spells,
You mean like one D&D did,
like Pathfinder?
or Pathfinder? But one D&D also has that,
Yeah,
where
one
it's like
D&D
it's
has-
broke up in between.
Yeah, if you're like your dark magic, your regular arcane magic, your
Yeah.
divine magic, your nature magic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Isn't one D&D like nature?
Nature, divine,
Psionic
arcane.
magic
Arcane.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the other major one, is psionic. But I mean, like, why not just have like pick from that spell list, or you can pick from these 2 spell lists, or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
like obviously, arcane trickster would be able to pick from the arcane tree, but why not the dark tree as well? Right. I don't know. It just seems limited when it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it
don't-
should be fun. Make it fun.
Which for the video game
Why are we not having fun?
makes more sense.
Video game, they could easily code in its own
Oh yeah.
spell list. Yeah, I don't know why. The only other change that I would not implement would be the fast hands.
Yeah, because that makes it.
Well, I would change it to where it's basically a free cunning action, so you can
Dodge, disengage.
dodge, disengage, hide,
Without using your bonus action.
Yeah.
Or dash.
Once per turn.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, instead of making it like, oh, you have cunning action. Well, thief gets cunning action for free.
Yeah. They get that bonus action to do it.
Yeah, that you have that you'd still be like, yeah, you have an extra bonus action, but you can only be used to use these things. But yeah, that would limit the game breaking
I would also say that
usefulness of it.
if you're gonna do fast hands, keep the extra bonus action. Just straight up keep it. Put it at a later level.
Or later level. Either
Yeah.
way.
Put it at a
Give
later
them-
level so nobody's taking like that quick dip.
Because what level do they get fast hands
3.
at? 3?
3.
So put it at 6. For the second one.
Put it over level 5.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of a thief being really good at all the cunning action stuff, like hiding
Yeah.
and sleight of hand and all that stuff. So I'm like, I like the idea of getting an extra bonus action that is used for that specifically.
But I mean, if we're looking at like the multi-classing problems with this, like with Monk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting that additional chance to get 2 extra hits.
Yeah, that's why I would
That
limit
feels
it.
more like a level 12 or 13
Yeah.
like area.
Sure.
Because like if you look at fighter, they get their third
11.
attack at 11.
Yeah.
Push it 1 past that, like 12 or 13 level. Like, so maybe give this to them at like, I don't know, level 10 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Give like, maybe the fast hands works like you said. And then at level 11, you also gain an additional bonus action.
Or just lift the restriction entirely. Like,
Yeah.
you can now be used as a regular bonus action.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just faster hands.
Even faster.
Yeah. Fastest hands at level 18, you have an additional action.
Yeah.
Of course, that could be your feet too if you're making a run for it.
Yeah.
But why would you use your action to make a run for it? But they could run for fucking forever if you did that, I guess. But
It's really good when you're a monk with this. So you dash, dash, dash. You're
Yeah.
like, there are many times in Baldur's Gate I covered 150 plus feet in one turn. Like the mission where you go to
it should be like that.
the ship,
Yeah.
or not the ship, the underwater base.
Oh yeah.
I literally got all the way back to Will's dad in one turn.
Jeez.
Because I also had a potion of speed on.
Yeah.
So double.
But-
So I went 300 feet in a turn or something.
I
like
remember
that.
specifically using one where whenever we were the dual class, but stupidly,
Yeah.
somebody was underground and something like happened
Mm-hmm.
and the underground was going to explode behind me. and I was able to dash and cunning action dash and get ahead of whoever else was in front of me, like the quote unquote bad guy that I was supposed to be fighting, and I was able to get out before they could, and then stop them from getting out.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was stupid.
But that's just
It was fun.
That's just a regular dash and cunning action.
Yeah, I used a dash and then I used a bonus action dash, but I was monk at level.
Yeah, but if you had thief, you could have done it again.
Yeah. You could go even faster.
Yeah.
You could become,
Usain Bolt.
well, the Flash.
Oh,
Yeah, because if you're running,
Yeah, if I go 50 feet in a second or something.
6 seconds.
No, if I go 300 feet in a round, that's 50. That's 60 feet in a second. Sorry.
Not if you did it all in 1 second. Then that'd be 300 feet. In
Well,
a
yeah,
second.
I'm saying 300 feet in 6 seconds is 60 feet in a second.
How fast is that? Miles per hour.
I don't know. That's fucking.
hold on, I
I
can do
need
this
answers.
math. I can do this math.
Can you?
is 60 feet per second in miles per hour? 41 miles an hour.
That's
So not the Flash.
No, it's like a horse.
41.
It's 40.91. Sorry.
It's like a horse. Yeah.
Assuming it did the math correctly. I'm not going to check Siri, but
I don't think a human's ever ran that fast. I think that it's
No, I
like
think
possible.
ours is
28.
Yeah,
28, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only for like super short distances, like a couple 100 meters or 100 meters, something like that.
It's all right. It's all right.
What's the fastest you've ever ran?
It's okay. Yeah.
Ran?
Exactly.
I drive. Thank you. Run.
He can't run.
I can too. I refuse.
Ethan says, I refuse until it's life or death.
My problem is if I get going, I can't stop.
That happens.
He's the Chuggernaught, bitch.
The Chuggernaught?
The
I'm the
Juggernaut.
Chuggernaught.
That's the title.
I'm the Chuggernaught, bitch.
I'm the
It
Chuggernaught.
will make no sense going with Rogue, but
Good luck getting to the end of this here.
I feel like that's how you get people to stay.
Yeah. You stay to the end, bitch.
You want to understand the title, stay to the end.
That is totally true.
Although I feel like one of the spellcasters would be more of a Chuggernaught in Baldur's Gate, because then you're just chugging to get more spell slots.
Chugga.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I guess so. This is the Rogue one was not fun to me.
What do you mean?
There's no like big changes outside of the one.
Yeah. Besides taking it, but I mean,
It's fun to play.
It is fun to play. It's a lot of fun to play.
yeah, but
Styrian's great.
Rogue's fun to play on tabletop. Fun-ish. It can be.
It can be.
Yeah.
It can be.
Long
If
as
you got a DM that's kind of a dick about sneak attack, then it's a little less
I
fun.
mean, you guys killed our last rogue.
I don't remember the
You
last
caught
one.
him stealing money from the rest of the party, and you like ganged up on him.
Oh, sorry, Kendall.
And killed,
Not
you killed
really.
him. You're not sorry. He
That's
doesn't-
why.
He
I
won't
said-
even listen to this, and he won't even believe you if
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
That's why I immediately thought, not sorry.
Yeah.
He deserved it.
Well, he was skimming money from the rest of the party. It's like
I mean, he deserved it in real. I mean, he deserved it in real life.
Jesus.
That's the real
Not to
lesson.
die, but
That's the real lesson today for rogues. You can steal from anybody.
Even your party members.
No.
Yeah.
But if you steal from your party members, you can't get mad if they like kill you.
Well, actions have
oh,
consequences.
he did though.
Oh, he got mad. He left.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He's not been back since, has he?
No.
I
Nope.
think he had.
Well, what do you expect? I don't know. I thought it was a bit drastic, but at the same time, I can understand it.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
They always have consequences. Whether or not
true.
they're good, bad,
Different, neutral, whatever.
yeah, there's a consequence.
You're
Sometimes
right.
that consequence is I've got more money.
You're right. I had some corn chips the other day. That had consequences.
That
I'll
definitely
tell
will have
you what.
consequences for someone who's corn intolerant.
Yeah, I'm still feeling that.
It's like if you eat
I'm
spicy
trying not
food,
to fart right now.
I think you shouldn't even say the word corn.
and probably
Like you should just try to cut it out of you entirely.
I'm not
like
cut-
a cancer.
Yeah, like corn is
corn.
a cancer for you.
I love corn
Yeah,
though.
that's a problem.
Right?
Who
It's like-
doesn't?
Corn's great.
Yeah, it's like when you
Blood
eat
for
spicy
the blood
food
god.
and you're like upset. You eat spicy
Corn
food.
for the corn god.
Yeah, you eat spicy food and you're upset that you have a fiery asshole. It's like, well, no, you knew that was going to happen. That was
Also,
on you.
that brings up a good point. Why is spicy the only food that my asshole can taste? Why can't I have pancakes and then like 15 hours later be like, ooh, pancakes?
Why is it spicy?
Because it hurts.
Yeah,
I don't
it is.
know.
Because it's
It's not.
acidic.
Yeah, it's not a taste. It hurts.
It's an acidic thing. It has to do more with
I
your
don't know.
stomach. Not
My butthole, I can feel the hot off my butthole. I'm like, that was hot.
I've eaten a lot of hot food. I've never had spicy butthole.
I haven't either.
Never once.
I haven't either.
I also don't get acid. I don't get acid reflux either.
Well, I do that.
I don't get acid reflux. But
It's just the corn.
I can't eat Popeyes without having a spicy butthole, and it's not even that hot. It's something in the grease makes it's like, oh, that's hot.
Maybe you have IBS problems with your bowels.
Maybe I don't know. Not gonna say I
It
don't.
might
Having
be.
smelled your farts, you have problems with your bowels.
You should see a doctor. He's only a nurse, so
Yeah.
he doesn't count.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
shouldn't really
I don't
be
count for
giving-
shit.
Yeah.
You want drugs? I can hand them to you. But the doctor still has to say, yeah, you can have them.
Oh, like prescription. Oh,
Yeah.
like, not like here's some meth.
I can find you some of that too if you
It's
really
not
want to.
hard
Yeah,
to find
not at a
meth.
hospital,
So.
but-
Well,
Maybe at a hospital.
No, it's pretty easy in the hospital too.
Well, maybe.
it's just called something different.
No, I mean there's patients that come in all the time. I'm high on meth.
Just
you got
patients?
anything in your back? Meth. Yeah, there's probably some nurses too.
Yeah, I was about to say I've seen some. So
Well, that's
I work in a vape shop.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
true
got
too.
lots of nurses in there.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say meth heads.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's what I said. No, I do get a lot of meth heads too. It was a joke. Most of my customers are really nice, but there are a lot of sketchy people, even if they are nice.
Well, you're dealing in nicotine.
Yeah.
That drives both good and bad.
Yes.
So I guess we've vamped long enough. We've got it up
There you
to
go.
like basically 25 minutes because we started this episode. with
You're
bullshit.
welcome.
There was just nothing really much to talk about with Rogue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And that's fine because sometimes you don't have to change things a whole lot.
Is there any changes you would make to base Rogue to make it better? Maybe?
Not that I can think of,
Keep going higher?
but I don't know
Okay.
that much about Rogue.
No.
No?
I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I'd be like, yeah. Because Rogue to me is a very well put together class.
Yeah.
If Thief had those changes, though, it would be up there with Swashbuckler and
It'd be
Scout.
it would make it a good subclass. Where now it's like it's one of the definitely the lower.
Is there a subclass you'd like to see for Rogue come into Baldur's Gate 3?
Swashbuckler, obviously, because
I'd like to see Mastermind, personally.
because it's fucking good.
I think Mastermind would be fun.
Mastermind would be interesting.
It'd be like Bard, sort of, but with sneak attack.
I'm trying to think what else there
I
is.
feel like Blind Sense for the 14th level doesn't seem like it's that great, but I don't know how I would change it.
Baldur's Gate only goes to 12 anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I thought we was talking tabletop.
Yeah, that's true. We could do both.
Let me look. Let me look and see if there's a rogue sub. I can't remember.
I like Slip Your Mind but it's kind of late. I would 14, 15 is not really that big
Swashbuckler
a
would
change.
definitely make pretty good use of
Yeah,
it.
everybody's gonna like one swashbuckler. Scout, just to pair it with Gloomstalker, because it's good. That'd probably be about it. I mean, like Soul Knife is maybe thematically interesting with
Yeah,
Yankee.
because like any of one of these classes that has the psionic
Yeah.
version, it's usually it would pair well with the Baldur's Gate 3 campaign.
Monk, sorcerer, fighter, rogue. They all have a psionic slash.
Sorcerer.
He said
Said
that.
sorcerer. That's the
Oh,
first one I said.
Oh, I
No, you
I
didn't.
missed
You said monk first.
Whatever. Second
Monk.
one I said.
You said monk, sorcerer, fighter, rogue.
Same difference. I said it.
You did say it.
I fucking said it.
I fucking said it, bitch. I feel like you're disappointed in us for not making this take longer.
I can't make
I
it.
am. We haven't even made it to 30. This is.
You want me to just play?
Why don't we just play it and end it?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do for 3 minutes.
I was trying to come up with something serious, and he's over here doing a weird vaudeville thing.
I answered the first question
He did,
seriously.
yeah, he did. And I tried, but I have no.
Let's get the crook out and let's go.
Yeah.
Get off the stage,
Let's
bitch.
go.
All right. Thanks for listening. Use the link. Find all the good stuff there. I almost hit the censor button.
I hate both of you.
Bye.
Not more than I hate myself.